Welcome back to the All Juve cast, Juventini. It's all Juve all the time over here, and it's another match day, all right? So, Derby Della Molle, Juventus and Torino. We're jacked to be back, and look at this live chat already going. Look at this. Good morning, Bob. David, good morning. Something about waking up to an AJC live and shoveling snow. Third time now. You guys seem to will the snow. Well, sorry about that. I can't do much about that, but we can hopefully bring you some entertainment on this match day. Now, return of Hall and Oates. Okay, Luca, take it easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy. But hey,
We're back.
I'll take it.
We're back.
A lot of big hits there. A lot of big hits there. So, yes, apologies for the delay, everybody, but we're ready to rock now, okay? Derby Della Molle. We've got some news we're going to tackle first. Then, of course, we'll get to some fun with the trivia and everything. And then, we'll get our predictions. And I'm looking to take the title on the predictions today, so I'm ready to go. Ant's ready to go. Omar's ready to go. Let's get into it. Let's get into the news. Some of the news. So, a player who it's actually frustrated me how it's went down because it was played off as muscle fatigue for quite some time. And then all of a sudden, obviously, it's more significant. But I think I even put this out in one of the news videos this past week. Potentially, the reason it was downplayed or whatnot is probably because of the uncertainty of his future, which is Bernardeschi. Maybe that's a possibility. But, the news coming out that he's apparently turned down two clubs because they haven't offered as much money as he's looking for. Juve, obviously one of them, but then Inter, AC Milan, he's looking for around the same money, which is the 5 million mark. 4.5, 5 million in that range. I think it's time for him to be thankful that it is one of these clubs that are in the higher tier there that are after him and take it. I get asking for it, but if it ain't coming, man, it ain't coming. And honestly, you should be a little bit more realistic with it because I just don't see it. I don't see him being the worthy of making demands at that range. If it ain't coming, it ain't coming. You got three of the top teams now. You could probably get that money, but right now during these times, nobody's going to want to do it. And I just think he's shooting himself in the foot, really trying to get it. He might end up
in England.
What's that?
In England.
Yeah, like he might end up somewhere he doesn't want. I think if it's teams that he is interested in playing for and they're in the upper echelon of the league, they should be very happy and look to get as high with one of those clubs as he can financially and take it. That's just my 2 cents. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on the Bernardeschi thing right now.
Homer?
Yeah, maybe he'll end up in Toronto with all the Italian camp.
I'll take it.
No way. I personally hate the delusion some of the players have regarding their paycheck and it's not parallel with their contribution to the team. Like if you're a rotational player, you can't ask for higher than the average salary of the team. Top team players, yeah, they can, but he's not that young. And to be honest, he hasn't done what we expected of him. And asking for more now when you've done less than others is just not realistic. It should be realistic. And if he prefers to go somewhere else, make more money and win less, then that's on him. I don't mind him staying, but not at that salary. 4.5 is just too much for a rotational player.
All right, everybody. Come on. Let's just, first of all, if a guy's got it, I'll never fault the guy to go try and get his money. I always said it on the show. I say it in personal life. I say it on here. These athletes have a finite amount of time to make their money. So a guy asking for, what do you want a guy to do? Ask for less money? Of course he's going to ask for more money. So I'll never fault a guy for that. Again, we'll see how negotiations go. He's asking for $4.5 million. I have the salaries here in front of me. That puts him just behind Locatelli and De Sciglio, Chiellini. Danilo's at 5.2. I think that would put him sort of in the bottom half of the team at $4.5 million.
He's at 4.5 now, though. This is the thing. They've said to him, you can stay it won't be at 4.5 any longer. The fact that he's got offers from Inter and AC Milan, and neither one of them lines up with 4.5, it's like, man, I get it. Yeah, ask for what you can get, but there's also
Realistically,
being
it'll be lower.
realistic. There's also
Realistically,
being
it'll be lower.
realistic.
Yeah, I think we all
'Cause
agree on that.
I've negotiated for my own wage at numerous places, but you
3.5
have to
million?
be smart with what your actual production is.
Yeah.
How on earth is he being realistic with his production? I don't see it, to be honest.
He isn't. He just isn't.
Exactly. So if we're looking, and again, you've got the numbers in front of you. If you start looking at the guys like even in that range slightly ahead of him or whatnot, like even the fact that Locatelli already, who has just come in, is making what, 5?
Well, I think what I have here is the gross. So he's at 6.3 million gross, right?
Okay,
Which is
so let's say 3.
So three
and a
so
bit
three.
mil. Okay,
Yeah.
so those are, you have gross numbers in front of you.
So he's ahead of Locatelli, De Sciglio, Chiellini, Rugani, right? He's ahead of them.
He's
So-
ahead of Locatelli, yeah. So
Yeah.
there would be some issues I would have with that from a club standpoint and making that move then. But yeah, it's one of those things, right? Bernardeschi, like even you look at a guy like Morata, who's got a hell of a list of clubs that he's played for, and it's just
Nobody wants him.
It's a little intense. Berna's been around this long. I thought there was a couple windows Juve had that I thought for sure they were going to get rid of him. They've stuck with him. He now is actually playing proper, but proper to accept the 3.5 or whatever he's at currently. Like that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, but is he what you expected? Because when they signed this
He's
contract
not
for
what
and a half,
we expected. That's different though.
No,
That's why I
is he
said they
not-
had a window.
yeah, but when they signed him and gave him that 4.5, they expected him to become something that will be worth 4.5. Now he is better now than he was in the past 2-3 years, but is he what we expected for 4.5? That's my question.
No, but you're not signing him at that anymore, and there's the reason why that drop is there.
Yeah, that's what I'm justifying it.
Yeah,
No reason
exactly.
for 4.5. And if Chiellini went through in his entire career without demanding more or I'm leaving, then Bernardeschi could learn a bit about humility and earning what you deserve. Because if you're good, the club will offer you what you deserve, probably.
Yeah.
If you're not, then don't expect them to give you the same wages or higher wages, and they're not making minimum wage. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. Now, Paolo Nomolo pissed me off this week.
Oh, come on. What happened? You want me to talk to
He
him?
pissed me off this week.
Oh,
He makes everyone happy.
I
I'm gonna write
refuse.
that down.
I refuse.
I'm writing that down.
I refuse to talk about Monsieur Paul Pogba and rejoining Juventus. I refuse to talk about it because I just don't think it's ever going to happen. But here comes Paolo Nomolo, okay, and has to come out and say that he has Juventus's offer in hand, 9.5 with what was it, 4 in bonuses?
2. I thought it was 2.5.
2.5 in bonuses.
Yeah, something
and
like
the
that.
bonus structures and whatnot. So all this coming out now, and now he's got people hyped up again. And oh my God, he's killing me. He's killing me.
All
and
right.
so
Settle
here we have Paul Pogba rumors sparking up yet again. He has no offers from the other clubs, PSG, Madrid. Only has ours in hand. Oh my God. So here's the question. Number one, hypothetically, we love hypotheticals.
Oh, that's
here.
I live in the hypothetical.
So do you even want Paul Pogba back at Juve? That's the first question, given the fact that we have a lot of young targets that are out there and a lot of possibilities that also Nonmolo has thrown out. Do we want Pogba back? Would you take Pogba back?
Okay, so before we get into this, I had a little conversation with some of the team members last night because everyone thinks that they're smarter than me. So I'm like, I want to see how people solve this problem. All right, so I'm gonna put this out there because I'd like to see what Omer thinks. So we have
Wait,
Zakaria.
if I'm correct, then you admit I'm smarter than you?
No, never. I'll never do that.
Okay.
So on the roster we have Zakaria signed in the house, right? We have Paul Pogba. We have Rovella coming back. We can all admit Rovella's coming back. That's going to happen. Arthur probably going to leave. We'll probably get rid of him. So you got Zakaria. You have Rovella. You have Gravenberch is essentially a target, the 19-year-old, and Pogba. Where the hell are all these players going to play? Who do you start? And Fagioli. They're talking about Fagioli coming back. We went from no midfield to this midfield, and now you're telling me you're going to have to sit three of these guys? All this doesn't really make a lot of sense. So, Omer, help me figure it out.
Look, I can point to at least the last 3 or 4 or 5 seasons. Like, how many can you point out at any season what was Juventus' best lineup, something that the manager has went with? Because in last Allegri season, he played 38 different formations in 38 different games. And it just continued. You don't have to almost any team now a set of 3 midfielders who always play and the rest are rotational. Everyone is rotational. And that's what you need apparently to be a top team, at least 6 midfielders who can always play. So I don't know what is our best midfield right now because I haven't seen everyone play together and nothing has been consistent formation-wise all season long because of injuries and Max's stuff. I don't know what goes through his mind.
Bobby.
But I do think it's a good balance because you have Locatelli's sort of experience, Pogba is experienced at the highest level. And then you have 2 kids, Rovella and Fagioli, who still need to learn. And assuming Rabiot and Arthur lives, come on, we've changed our entire midfield in the space of 2 transfer windows for the better.
Who starts?
The way I see it.
Who starts?
The guys you mentioned right now.
Because you have Locatelli and McKennie as well.
If Pogba comes, I'm sorry, I love McKennie. I also love Pogba. I would be lying if I said I'm not excited. Financials, this, blah, blah, blah. If Pogba comes, I'm all in.
There you go.
Pogba, Zakaria.
Well, pump the brakes because apparently, according to Bobby, we've spunked our money already. So here's the thing.
That's so gross.
Okay.
Oh, man, that's gross.
Rovella comes in. Cool. Fagioli I don't see it coming. He's not coming right away.
No.
So you have a little bit of time there. Even, let's say, for shits and giggles, Fagioli comes in. Rabiot is going to be going. Rabiot is going to be on his way out. So
has to be gone.
Rabiot goes, okay? Rabiot goes, and say you can move Artur. I don't think you can, but say you can move him because it's going to be extremely challenging. So what do we got? Where are we at? Pogba, Zakaria, Rovella, Locatelli.
McKennie.
Sorry?
McKennie.
You've got 5 there. So who are we missing here?
Gravenberch.
Okay, another potential signing, but let's...
Right, you know what I mean? Like, it's... What are we doing here?
Right now, who are we missing? If we've got 5, we should be at 6. So that's
Chiesa.
Sorry?
Chiesa.
No.
Chiesa.
He's not a midfielder.
No, Fagioli was the one who...
Okay, so you would have 6 with Fagioli. That's fine. You run a 3-man midfield.
That's my point. It's fine. It's okay.
Where's the issue here in playing all these guys? There is no issue. I don't
see Rovella and Fagioli demanding minutes and frowning upon not playing. They know what they are,
and this is one of the reasons why Fagioli should play on loan at a Serie A team. Yeah, because again, if we make those changes, say you're able to shift Arthur and Rabiot out there, that presents a window. But a window with as many minutes as, a guy like Fagioli should be getting, probably not. So it doesn't really open the window, fully. And I just don't see the rush in needing to get Fagioli, especially if all of a sudden Pogba comes in, right? But Zakaria and whatnot, Zakaria, the most interesting thing with me and Zakaria right now is I need to see him play ahead of the defense. This was a big topic of discussion too, was the regista role and everything with that, because it was the discussions about Juventus trying to find that next regista and who's going to be the regista. Why are we so locked in to this friggin' role that has to be played in that manner? There are very few that can do it to the degree that one of the masters we had used to play it. Like, why are we continuing to chase that? And would we not be better to just find a solid defensive unit, put them in there, and play two standard midfielders that can contribute offensively and support the play like that? What's your guys' thoughts on that? Because this whole regista chasing thing, I'm done, because everybody said who would be the alternative to Locatelli, whatnot. And I said, well, does it even have to be Locatelli? Do we even need a regista? Because you're now all of a sudden, who are we chasing? Who's an option out there for regista besides him? Jorginho? Are we going to just chase that? And then what? Say, oh, there's no plan B? Rovella could potentially do it, but I still
But he's
see
18.
better with Rovella on the side of a defensive midfielder. But
Okay,
Omer.
hang on. Okay, Omer,
Look,
you go. You guys
just
are driving me nuts.
yeah, I'll just point out something. Regista, to clarify, Regista is a playmaker. Not every CDM is a Regista. Okay, Zakaria is not a Regista. He's a defensive midfielder. He's supposed to break up play and release the game quickly. He's not a metronome like Pirlo who dictates the play and decides where the team is going to attack through.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're
Go
talking
away
about
from it.
Regista is playmaker. We can go away from it. I have no problem with it. I'm not locked on the Regista role. Like, if you look at big teams now in Europe, Rodri for Man City is no Regista. Casemiro is no Regista. Sergio Busquets is no Regista. Every team you go through, most of them don't play. It's a very Italian thing to play with a Regista. And if you want to, just be in line with the rest of Europe, we should move away from looking for that specific role, because not many can do it. To be honest, how many good registas have you seen in the past decade? How many can you point out to?
4.
4 is not a lot for a decade.
Okay,
so I think we should move from it.
I think we should move from it as well.
I think you guys didn't even answer the damn question. With all these midfielders coming in, all I'm hearing this year from all this Rovella Hive, hashtag Rovella Hive, on my ass every day is when Rovella gets here, he's going to play. In that midfield, he plays half the games. He plays half the games. You bring in Pogba, you bring in Gravenberch, you bring in Rovella. Rovella plays half the games.
So what's the
Gravenberch?
I'm just saying.
Zakaria, McKennie, Locatelli, and are we including Pogba in that midfield? And you say he plays half the games?
Yes.
He wouldn't.
I hope he wouldn't. I'm just saying. I hope he wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
Okay. I think he would. I think Allegri would play him half the time.
I don't think he would in that midfield.
I think it'd be
close to half, which is okay.
I think it'd be pure terrorism. A kid like that, you got the next great talent of Italy sits on your bench half the year. Terrorism.
I don't know. Half's a lot, man. Half's a lot. You're still talking 15 to 20 range of games, man.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
No, more than that. He'd sit more than that. But anyways,
come on.
Hypothetically.
A 19-year-old kid for one of the best clubs in Europe plays 20 games a season is killer stats. I don't know what your problem is with it.
I can't agree that would be, if he gets 15 to 20 games, how would that be a killer? No.
15 to 20 games. Juventus is going to play almost 50. Juventus plays almost 50 games a year. And you're saying it's okay for Rovella to play 15?
They actually play
15
more.
to 20? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that would be fine if he's at Juve. There's also a big part. There's also a big thing in training at a team like that, as opposed to always playing with them. You want him to stay in the gutters at Genoa just because of starting every single match there? There's a time when he's done what he's needed to do, and that's shown that he's grown and evolved. Time to move on.
You're missing my point. My point is we don't need to bring in Pogba and all these other talents. If you have Ravella coming back, I want him to play more games at Juventus.
But that is a bet. You're betting on a player that you don't know what he's going to do.
Not only that, you're still.
I'm told he's the next greatest thing since sliced bread.
Putting them
By
like for
who?
like, though, which is not the case. They're not like for like
right
players.
All these people here tell me that.
Yeah, but okay, let's be realistic. I know people love to see young Italians thrive at Juve, and the romantics of it, and we had it with Keane and a lot of players. But
Keane,
you miss, but when he was a youngster and he scored on the last match day of his first season, we were all excited, and we have a new striker.
Sure.
Blah blah blah. Let's wait and see.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
let's
wait and see. Just be realistic. Would you put your head in this Juve that you spend so much money on Vlahovic and you brought in Zakaria and you're planning to expand? So would you put all your money on a 19-year-old kid that played for Genoa?
Yes.
Then you're going to lose.
Because you have Locatelli right beside him. You have Zakaria there. You have.
Okay.
But we don't need Pogba. Going back to the original question,
is that they're not like for like. So I can't really have this argument because Rovella and Pogba are completely different in what they bring to the actual team. So Rovella would be an alternative. I think he could play the regista role if we wanted to. I personally wouldn't do that. This whole discussion was brought on because I think we need to scrap the regista role as a whole in terms of looking for the playmaker to play out of there. And there's been a lot of examples we've seen with this Juventus where when we scrap and we get Locatelli moved to the side and we just alter things a little bit differently, he does more damage and helps out more from that potential position. The fear many Juventini have is when that happens, Artur is the one at the back. I don't see this concern with Artur defensively as a lot of Juventini do.
Not lately.
Don't mind him there.
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
Yeah. So, Omer, do you have this fear of Artur when he's back there defensively?
Absolutely not. I've been on the Artur train for a while. I'm in the last cabin and I might jump off soon, but I'm still on the train. I do think he's a very talented player and a profile we're sort of missing. I do see him giving his all when he's on the field. He runs, he sprints, he fights. He doesn't just, run around the middle like Rabiot does sometimes. He plays his part pretty well. He hasn't played enough to be integrated and, have chemistry with the rest of the midfield, but I'm not disappointed in him in any way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the same. And I mean, if I look at some of these guys too, one of them being Pirlo was not a defensive force by any means. Pjanic was not. I have no fear in doing that. But Artur financially, that deal that we thought we were getting a steal in has kind of turned. And it's kind of an ugly one in what he stands us in the books. And I think it'd be very challenging for us to see a nice way out of there. But so far, what I've seen from Artur, he can do it, and he can be that guy that plays in there too. As a change-up, Zakaria, and then you completely change the outlook, and he could be the defensive juggernaut in there. But I have to see it. I have to see it before we can make that judgment. Some were calling for it in the last big game, and I said, don't do it against Atalanta. Don't test it at that moment in time. Torino. Would you give it a shot in the Derby Della Molle?
Test everything.
Sorry?
Yeah.
You test everything in this game. Torino stinks.
Okay, I'm going to ask a different question regarding that position. When do you need a CDM and when do you need a regista? What are the difference the players bring? You need a regista, in my opinion. You need a regista when you're being pressed, you don't hold much of the ball, you need a way to go out to quick counters. When you do press and have possession most of the time, you need someone, a CDM, to break off counterattack. That's what he should do. Now, the way we've seen Juve play this season, we haven't controlled matches too much, which is why Locatelli and Arthur were better as registered CDMs. If Max is planning to dominate games, then we need a proper CDM. Zakaria could be it. If we are going to, just linger back the way we do now and let teams come at us and play the counter-attacking game, then we need a regista. What do you guys think?
I think Max wants to play that game where we maintain possession and we press them, but it just hasn't materialized. When was the last game, honestly, that we did that? Zenit?
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's been a while since we really we take a lot of waves of pressure from other teams, and it's the bend don't break, which it's kind of boring, but it works. It's what are we, 12 games unbeaten or 11 games unbeaten in the league, so it's working.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah, I don't see, to Omer's point, I don't see where a regista is.
Here's the thing:
I guess a regista would be needed.
You have the teams that have succeeded without the playmaker being in that role, in that hole there, and they never change. They've never altered from it, regardless of the opponents they face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to change it based on an opponent either, to be honest with you, because I think you look at the team as a whole and what you're trying to accomplish. Out at the back, it would, if you have your two supporting mids that you want the play to be at their feet, eventually you would pick one of them. It would most likely be Locatelli on one side. So you have your player that's in that regista role now, just a CDM, okay, defensive midfield. He drops back. Your two center backs can split, and then your fullbacks can kind of put a little bit more pressure up forward. They can move up. So when you play out of the back and you're trying to get out of a press, you can actually spread out a little bit easier, form more triangles in theory, with having one of your Metzalas drop back and be that good. And that's what we've seen in these small glimpses when Locatelli moves over to the side there, okay? We've seen that. I don't think you need to change based on opponent. I think it just changes the game, but I think what it does is it allows this team to do what they've needed to do for a long time, and that's keep Dybala forward. If all of a sudden you have two midfielders on either side of a defensive midfielder that can now distribute the ball properly and help and support the attack. So I don't think we need to change even based on opponent. The biggest thing for me is you have Locatelli back, and he's nowhere near as effective as he can be. And I just don't see the payoff there. The only payoff we see is relief from a press. Is that the only way to beat a press? Ball at the feet and this guy's feet and have him hold possession and just look for one up? No, there's many different ways to beat a press. That's not the only way to do it. And there's teams, again, that have not played that way that get by just fine against just as tough opposition. So I don't think you have to change it either with that, Omer.
No, it depends not on the players. It only depends on Max and his game plan and what he tries to do or wants to do in the future. Right now, we don't have the profile of players to hold 60-65% possession and dominate the game. Sorry, that's the reality. We don't have those type of players right now. We could have it after the next Mercado, and then Max might change. But to your point, Tevez never needed to drop back because Vidal and Marquisio kept running like crazy. So if you want Dybala upfield, you need to work horses behind the attack.
That's McKenny.
And again, just looking at, I think it just comes to the needs of the team. And for us, you've got two runners on both sides so far, and one side kind of becomes dead or irrelevant in the attacking phase because of it. So I'd make the change.
Fullbacks are also very important for that.
Yes. Hey. Well, there's a lot of things that are important to making the attack click. And right now, this is one thing I said after the last game too, is I'm not going to go at Allegri too hard because no manager can instantly create chemistry. And even though we just added Vlahovic, which a lot of people would say you've just added one player, it's changed the dynamic massively in how we are trying to play currently. And that trident, Morata's in a different position. Now you've got Dybala there. It's not the same, and it's completely different than what Max was playing before. So it's going to take time. He's taken some heat for not having an established system before Vlahovic comes in so that it could be much smoother. Well, he was working with a lot of changes too, due to injury as well, which Anthony highlights all the time, is that this roster's been changing nonstop. And yeah, there's a lot of things, but right now I'm not going to be too harsh on Max because of a lack of chemistry. There's no way to fix that other than time. But the trident, this was one question we had because a lot of fans after the Atalanta match said they would scrap the trident and go away from it moving forward.
No.
Where are you guys on that? Anthony, that looks like a hard no right away.
Well, just a previous comment. These are good discussions to have. Like, these are good problems to have. If we were having completely different conversations in November. We're like, oh man, we need 2 transfer windows. Now, one more transfer window, things are looking up. So going to your question, Atalanta was our boogeyman. All right. I don't care what anybody says. That's just a team. You could put any lineup out there and we're going to have problems. Yep. Everybody has that team. Ours is Atalanta for some reason. What was it? 3 wins in the last 11 now? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I would not scrap a system based on that game. Like, no. Those are currently on our roster. Those 3 are our best attacking players.
Yeah.
They have to be on the field together. I would say absolutely keep it. No way you scrap that based on the Atalanta game. No chance.
Yeah. Omer.
Yeah, the only way I'd scrap that if in the past 3 games since the Mercato we didn't create anything, we didn't do basically shit like it was before. Against Milan, no shots on target, something isn't working, but something is working. We are creating a lot of chances. Okay,
Yes.
Bad luck, goalkeepers are having their best days ever against us.
And the chances are
Fine.
going on net, Omer. That's a big difference. They're on target.
Yeah, that's what you get when you have a proper striker, proper number 9. So I wouldn't scrap it. Atalanta are a very good team. They're 1 point, 2 points behind us. Let's not be delusional. They have a system that works together for a while now. So I just wouldn't compare it, Atalanta to Juve at the moment. They're at maybe the end of their project. We're only at the beginning. Like Al said, chemistry takes time. It's not something that happens immediately. But the enthusiasm is there. The will is there. The belief has come back to the team. And yeah, we're losing that game. 3 months ago, we were losing that game. We don't score that final header.
Yeah.
You never know. Rabiot might have scored one.
I feel that way. Del saying Max has never tried to play that way, so it makes you think he's building a team to do that. I don't think he's building a team to do that. I'm just throwing out my opinion. That's what I would probably do.
No, I have no idea what Max thinks or
Yeah.
wants.
Antonio comes in here with, do you see Romagnoli coming to replace Chiellini next year and possibly Gatti to replace Bonucci for the season after? Sending Gatti on loan next season to gain Serie A experience. This is an interesting one. I think also, I guess we'd have to see what happens with Rugani, who has a whole nother term on his contract. If he's around, I think that gives you, based on what he's done this season, it gives you a little bit of time to get Gatti in Serie A and playing somewhere. I wouldn't be against him coming in either, but if you look at that, Danilo can fill in as well. Bonucci's still around. Rugani's still around. The Romagnoli link is strong. We know that. Nonmolo, a lot of guys, Miracle, they're all talking about the links there and that the talks have been ongoing. So Romagnoli, I wouldn't be surprised to see in a Juve kit next season. As far as Chiellini, I don't really know what Chiellini's plan is. I would imagine it's going to be done at the end of this season, to be honest. If I think that injury, yes. What do you guys think?
Al, you and I talked about this. I think that latest injury to Chiellini might be the final dagger, buddy.
Yeah,
that might be it.
Yeah. I think this is going to be it for Chiellini. But luckily, he joins us on the show like he has today. And, so we're okay. We'll still get to see him all the time, everybody.
All the time.
Omer, what do you think? Is this the final last hurrah there for Giorgione?
No, I think I'll have another season, maybe on the bench, probably. But it depends on who we're bringing. I'm not on the Romagnoli train. I don't want a team built out of Riola's clients. Like 2, max 3 of them. That's it, because he's going to ask for a lot. And the other team who's linked with him is Lazio, and I read that he's a Lazio fan, basically. So probably ought to go there. I don't know if it's true, entirely true. But I don't want him. I think he was a good defender for a struggling Milan. Like Tomori and Kyer, one is too young and the other is too old, kicked him out of the starting 11 easily. I just don't think he's good enough. I don't want to see him there.
Is there anybody, and even I put this out to the live here, is there anybody that's hoping Atalanta does not take the terms on Demiral and send him back? Because I'd take him back in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I am. I'm on that train.
I would take him back in a heartbeat, man. I'm saying, yeah, I hope that happens, to be honest. I don't see it happening, though, and yeah.
Do we know those terms? Do we know what those terms are? Is it low? Is it like a pretty easy buy?
Yeah, I think it's 18 mil, if I'm
18,
not mistaken.
Yeah, I remember 18 too.
So
we'll find
I would gladly have Atalanta say, no, you know what, we're not taking him, and make it back, but I don't see that happening. Demiral was ridiculed, and Demiral was sent back, and I don't know if it's a way for many Juventini to make themselves feel better about the moves the teams make or whatnot, but you could argue I saw it from both standpoints, because it made sense for Demiral to want more minutes, and I think it warranted that. And we were very, very critical of him while he wasn't getting minutes to necessarily make a big jump or improvements. But last season, in a lot of our key games, it was him and De Ligt, and it was a pretty solid partnership. So that's gonna be a kicker there. But we'll see what happens. Everybody, quick reminder. Take a second, like the video. Okay, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. We're one-stop shop for everything Juventus, and show some love to the sponsor, Striped Hearts Apparel. They got some deadly stuff out right now. Okay, actually, I got one right here. One of the new bangers from Trezeguet. Right,
that's mine.
Here.
That no one can have that one, because that one's actually mine. So thanks, Al.
But yeah. The Trezeguet, the GGN reminder, the Vlahovic tees are about to run out. They're on last call right now. So, yeah, grab them while you can, everybody, and show some love to the channel and the pod as well. So, thank you for all of you that already have. Roberto Baggio's birthday today.
Hey, where is he? Where is he?
All right.
He's right there. I got the number 10
there
somewhere.
It is. Baggio.
Yeah. There it is.
Tanti auguri to
love that guy.
This iconic figure. Okay, I still remember World Cup '94 when he it was crazy. Italy doesn't get a sniff. If it wasn't for Baresi and Baggio. Baggio was an absolute beast,
and both those guys did it on one leg each.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But Roberto Baggio's birthday today, everybody. Okay, and again, another special birthday. My daughter.
Hey, there we go.
Roberto Baggio. Lennon turns 3. Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Happy birthday, girl.
Now, let's have some fun with some trivia. It's only
fun for you.
God damn it.
I only have a few questions. Okay. So we're going to see if the live can take down the panel of Anthony and Omer.
112.
And we're going to kick it off with, in the last 10 Derby Della Molle, how many victories for Juventus?
Ooh, I kind of saw this one yesterday.
I don't remember Torino beating us. I remember some ties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember some ties. I'll go with 8 wins, Juve, and 2 draws.
I think it's 7. I'm going to go with 7, but I kind of cheat. I sort of saw it yesterday when I was doing research for today. I tried not to. I think it's in that range, 7 or 8. I'll go with 7.
So we have 8 from the Kingy. So we have 7 from Animesh. Ernesto with 9. Bobby with 8. Kush with 7. It's 8.
There you
8
go.
wins
Yes.
in the
Attaboy.
last 10. So we have a tie right there between the live chat and the panel as Omar gets him in there. How many goals did Juventus score in those last 10 derbies total?
Oh, man. I didn't add them
Okay.
up.
Wait,
Omer, there was a 4-0 in there for sure. There was a 4
Twi-
something.
Twice. I remember twice.
Yeah.
We scored 4. The rest were, I remember, 2-2, 1-1.
Yeah.
It's usually 1-0 or
4.
2-1. It's narrow wins. So let's go. That's 8. I'll go with 23.
23 from Omar.
I'll say
Yeah.
9, 20. 20.
20. So
Yeah.
let's wait for the live to get a few in here. We've got 25 from Animesh. We have
I didn't
16
cheat.
from Frankie.
I didn't cheat. I sort of saw it, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of wins.
We've
But I
got
didn't add them up.
14. We've got 27. We have 21. Frankie, I don't know who told you that you could take 2 stabs, one at 16 and one at 27, but they lied to you. They lied to you, brother.
He meant 16 wins in the last 10. That's what he
Kush
meant.
19. Wilder 21. This one
20.
goes to the live chat, fellas. 19 goals.
Oh, that was the
Kush
first number I
taking it.
said.
Anthony, believe in yourself, man.
You
I know.
had it. You were on it, and doubt.
Son of a
Doubt.
bitch.
There was a 4-0 in there. You guys were right on that.
Just one?
There was a 4-1 as well.
Oh, okay.
There was a 4-0 victory. 2017-18.
Oh.
Give
me the goal scorers.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the chat there. It was a 4-0 from what year?
2017-2018 season. Who were the goal scorers?
Okay.
Trying to run back the win. Let's go with Higuain.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Mandzukic, he was around.
Dybala probably.
I'm going with Kush here in the chat. I'm going with Zaza. I wonder was he around 27?
I'm thinking Pjanic.
Pjanic is one.
He hit the free kick. Was that a free kick goal?
I can't tell you.
Most probably.
Dybala?
Dybala's in there.
Yeah, I throw Dybala. Because of your answer, I'm guessing Dybala had 2. Al? Yes, thank you.
Who had the 4th one?
The lives nailed it. They're done.
I'm not trying not to look at it.
I know you guys are, but it's they kind of got the point.
So Pjanic, Dybala. Was it Bonucci? I'll go. I'm going with.
I remember the
Mandzukic,
last. I remember the last one, the 4-1. I remember all the goal scorers, but
take a player you would never call for a goal.
Rincon.
Well, no, like somebody that started a million games.
Ah, okay. Sandro.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh.
Dybala, Brace, Pjanic, and Sandro scored in that one in 2017-18, the 4-0. Guys, 180 Derby Della Moles.
Mm-hmm.
How many victories for Juventus?
It's not 112 because they used to kick the snot out of us in the 50s.
Yeah.
180?
180.
180.
I'm going with 92.
92 from Omer.
That's a good number. I'll go 98. 98
from Anthony. We're waiting for some from the live chat coming in. Frankie going 100. I'll
don't think
wait for
it's
your
over-
second one too, Frankie, and then I'll just pick the best answer out of
The
both.
average amount. I don't think
Animesh
it's over.
74, King Isa 103. We'll
I'm
wait
with
for
Omer.
a couple more to roll in here. Guys,
I don't
remind me
think-
of your answers. 98 from Anthony and Omar with 92.
93.
Can Anthony change his? Because that's, give us a bigger spectrum. Go with like 70.
Why change mine? You change yours.
Because I was sure on mine.
I wasn't. That's a good point.
Well,
I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over 100.
70, it's 89 wins.
Son of a bitch, Omer, you were right. I didn't think it was over 100.
Wait,
So,
did someone bet on it? Or
based on the rules of being closest, even with the live, Omar gets the point. You guys are tied up.
No, he doesn't, because we were both over. Price is Right rules dictate all rules in this.
This ain't Price is Right, Bobby.
This little microphone.
So we get the point. Okay.
All right.
Total goals in 180 matches. For Juventus. Sorry, not total both teams. For Juventus.
Hang on.
180 to 360. I'm going with 310.
Oh, man, I was going to go 325. I was going to say 310.
Okay.
I'm going 325.
325. 270 from Animesh. 340 from King Isa. 300 from Luca. 270 from Animesh. It is 280 goals for Juventus.
Jeez. And the mesh. That's really
Animesh just sealed it for the live chat. Well done. Well done.
There you go. Congratulations.
Guys,
Bunch
that
of
was
savages.
Good. That was good. Now,
Yeah.
let's get to the business at hand.
All right.
Derby Della Molle today. Okay. Big one. Bonucci out. Okay. So he's going to try to get going for the Villarreal Champions League match. Okay. This is the first Derby Della Molle since 2010 that not one of Chiellini or Bonucci will feature in. That's crazy.
Pretty wild.
That is
22 games, 24 games.
That's wild, man. That's a long ways back.
Yep.
Wild.
Half the chat here wasn't even born yet.
Yeah. Chesney.
Yep.
Quadrado. Rugani. Delict.
Mm-hmm.
Sandro. Zaccaria. Locatelli. Rabiot. Dybala, Vlahovic, Morata. That's your projected lineup.
The last one I saw had Arthur in there instead of Locatelli. So
I know. So the change-up is whether Arthur or Locatelli start. Because even in the presser, Max said it would be one of Zaccaria, McKennie, and one of Arthur and Locatelli.
He did.
If this is the lineup, what are your guys' thoughts? Any issues there?
One.
Are you fine with it? Are there any changes you would make based on the fact we play Villarreal on Tuesday?
Away, right? That's in Spain.
I believe that one is away on Tuesday.
It is away. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a difference. Omer, you go ahead, bud.
I always hate seeing Rabiot in there. I'm not sure why he's the sure one to be in the lineup, and it's between Locatelli, Arthur, McKennie, Zaccaria. He should be the odd man out. But Sandro and Rabiot, man, I know it's early for you, but my day has been going on for like almost 10 hours, and it's been great. I hope nothing is ruined, but that kind of makes me feel bad. But it is what it is. I was hoping to see Pellegrini. We're kind of short in the back. No Chiellini, Bonucci, Danilo. So our hands are pretty much tied. The Shilio played all 3 games of the last 3 games. He needs a rest, so it has to be Quadrado, it has to be Rugani, and Delict. Left back, no need to expand any further than Sandro. And Trident in attack, all good. All good. We have 4 days. The game is on Tuesday against Villarreal, so enough time to rest. I wouldn't consider it too much, resting guys because we're playing Villarreal. So except for Sandro and Rabiot, I'm fine with it. I would have liked to see McKennie and Pellegrini, but maybe we'll see them on Tuesday.
Pretty sure Pellegrini's getting over an illness, right? That's why he was out. So you never
No,
know.
Max said he's fine right now.
He's fine now? Okay.
He was sick and he's fine.
I get the idea of okay. Let's start. First things first. Torino stinks. Let's not pump it up, but it's a derby match. They always play, 2 levels above their actual stink against us. I don't have a problem with the lineup because of the Champions League game on Tuesday. Hopefully I see some change in the 60th minute. McKennie, Locatelli to break the rust off their legs, because I see them starting on Tuesday. I don't have a big problem with this lineup. Let's see what Zakaria can do. He played 2 games and he's sort of sat a couple games. You could see he was still, maybe not quite in with the tactics with Serie A. I think the kid's gonna have a bright future. Perfect game for him to play.
More goals than Rabiot.
That's true. So the Sandro Rabiot, how many times have we seen that pairing this year? Probably 10.
More than we should ever.
It's true. I'm not disagreeing. I'll go with this starting lineup is fine with me, but I fully expect Arthur and McKennie coming out in 65th minute.
So let's put this out. So John's coming in saying Max confirmed the choices between Luca and Arthur, which I brought up in the notes on his presser yesterday. For some reason, he thinks they cannot play together, and I don't get it. This is one of the frustrations that Max can put on a lot of Juventini is just he sticks with something, and when he is the most stubborn probably I've ever seen, to be honest with you. And a prime example is this Rabiot thing. Rabiot not being included in saying, hey, it's going to be, Rabiot, McKennie, or Zakaria, whatnot. Just a lock blows me away. The fact that he can be a lock. The fact that we brought up a lot of questions we still need to answer because you've made an addition of Zakaria, and we aren't asking those questions. That frustrates me. If I'm just speaking about myself personally and how I feel frustrated because I think this is a game you don't need to experiment drastically. But I think it's a game where you can take a little chance, like Zakaria playing there and putting a couple more offensive-minded on the other side, like Locatelli, get him out to the one side or whatnot. Do you guys have that frustration in Max when you see a lineup like this going into this game, or is it just me?
No, I think everybody echoes your frustrations, Al. I think at the immediate games after the Christmas break and 1 or 2 after the international break, Rabiot wasn't terrible. He wasn't. He's definitely a different player post-Christmas than he was pre-Christmas. So maybe that's the reason why he's continuing to get in the lineup. Maybe he needs more minutes in Max's eyes to get rolling here. I don't think he's been as terrible as people are putting on him. But I do agree that I don't think he's been that kind of player who's been deserving of all these starting minutes.
Yeah. So here's my thing with this midfield. And it looks like it's going to be confirmed that Rabiot, Locatelli, Zakaria will be in midfield. This is not enough support to keep Dybala up high enough. And again, I feel like we're going to leave way too much on those 3 players up at the top to be on their own, because you've got Rabiot on one side, Zakaria on the other. So this is one thing out of this midfield. I don't see enough support for the guys up top. I think Max goes way too heavy. He talks about a balanced midfield. I think he sets it up so far, what I've seen in his combinations, a little bit too much on the physical side and not enough on the play play quality types and what it's going to mean to the players ahead of that mid. That's just me personally. But
So
with
what's the one
these two-
change? So what would be your one change then? Rabiot out for
Whoever.
honestly, in this
Arthur?
particular game, because I would want to use McKennie against Villarreal, I would probably go Artur Locatelli at least being on the side, and I'd probably keep Zakaria there. If we didn't have to play them on Tuesday, even though it's still ways out, a combination I would probably like is Zakaria in the middle, Weston Locatelli. That's probably my like top choice, but give some guys a rest, and he could probably get some minutes as a sub here, leading up to the Champions League game, West Can that is. But that's probably what I would have more in mind, because I think we should be getting these answers about our team, and I think regardless, we should be getting the job done against Torino, and I don't see attempting this as being this massive detriment to this Torino side. You know what I mean? So I would have no fear in attempting that. What do you guys think?
Homer?
Yeah. Look, I share your frustration mainly because it feels like this team could just provide a lot more, let's call it entertainment. But right now it feels like we're driving a Ferrari and we're not going past second gear. Because Max feels like this, driver ed that just, be careful. Don't go over the speed limit. But this team can. We have the players, and the frustration come from just not even trying it. Just going safe. Sure, you won't have an accident with Ferrari when you're in second gear. I assure you that. But you won't enjoy the ride, and that's about it. Just try something new. Torino, I'll give them credit. They're having a great season compared to what they had last year. Juric is a pain in the ass. He's a fantastic manager, and they've done so without Belotti, without their main guy. Basically, they have Bremer, they have Singu, they have good players that we were linked with. Just don't, make them like they're this wusses who just gets beaten down by every team they face. They're not top tier team, but like Anthony said, Derby is Derby. No matter.
Single's gonna be licking his chops, looking at Sandro across from him, and probably gonna make it a long day for that left back. John,
somebody said that.
For me, McKennie wanders too much when you're playing with the front three. I haven't seen McKennie play in a straight 3-man midfield though. Every time I could think of McKennie being out there, it's in this 4-2-3-1, and he's got this hybrid position thing, which I think I've been saying has led to him getting into these positional issues where we say he's wandering. I have yet to see McKennie in a base 3-man midfield setup just be able to work naturally as one of these box-to-box guys. And I don't think there has been a couple times where it's happened. I don't remember complaining about him positionally when it's been like that. I've complained about him positionally when he's been in this hybrid role where they're trying to make him that outside player. That's the only times I've seen that. Do you guys want to touch on that at all?
Just quickly, earlier in the year, not to say that your memory is wandering, but I seem to recall he had a couple games in a row where he was box to box, and he was our best player. It was like October, November. So whether I can't remember what system they were in those games, but it showed that in that system or in that role, he's one of the better players on the field, man. When you let him run the middle of the field up and down, he loves it. So
yeah,
I have to agree.
And to John's question, I guess with the trident against Atalanta, that he was kind of in a mid three setup there, I guess. But I don't know. It seemed a little different. It seemed like they were playing a 4-2-3-1 there because our fullbacks remained at the back that entire match against Atalanta. We had no push from there. So he kind of did that, and I could kind of see the wandering. But yeah, on paper though, John, you are right. that was listed as just a 3-man midfield, but the way it played was more, some a little bit different. I
Let's
see
say
Storm
something
the
else.
Barn questions coming in already. That's fantastic. Should we do Storm the Barn and then predictions, or should we do our predictions?
I have one point before that.
Wait,
one
ahead.
point.
Go ahead. Yep.
Not one of us has mentioned Rugani as a problem, or he's being scared because Rugani is there. That's nice. I feel good about it. I feel good about it. The man has been, everyone has been trashing him for years now. Even when he wasn't playing at Juve, they were trashing him. But maybe we're kind of seeing the benefits of having two center backs who are not behind their 30s, like their best years are not behind them. Maybe he's physically a bit faster than Chiellini and Bonucci, and that suits De Ligt well as a partner for now. I'm not saying he should be a starter or anything, but we can maybe rest assured a bit that Rugani is fine. It's just okay. Our fourth CB is nothing to, laugh at. Are you feeling the same, or am I just, blowing?
No, you're not
air
on mute.
past?
No, you're not on mute. No, I fully
Okay.
agree, man. Like especially people dumping on him when he wasn't here. It's like, well, he's not even a player in our team, in our system. He's just somewhere else. Kind of like the same reason why I don't get why people hype up Ravella so much, because he's not one of our players. But anyways,
All right.
Fully agree, Omer. Zero excuses with him. He sat on the bench for 3 months till December-ish, and then he came in, played 4 or 5 games, and zero issues. Fully agree.
Yeah.
Earning his paycheck.
Yeah, he's done what he's had to at that role and hasn't been a liability. All you can ask for. Let's get the predictions out of the way.
Yep, I got it.
Because we're ready to pretty much wrap up. We will take a couple quick rapid fire Storm the Barn questions. Actually, we'll just take one here real quick here. Next season, Luca, CDM or box to box? I'm going box to box personally. Omer?
Yeah.
Box to box.
Box to box. Ant?
Oh yeah, we need him near the net. He just bangs goals when he can. Like he's a good scorer, right? He's not a great scorer, but he can score. So we need him. We need him up near the box.
He's very important for the rebound.
Yes.
For the second ball, is very important.
Yeah.
Rabiot doesn't do that at all.
I'm not entirely sure, Jad, on what you mean with how good with Bremer. How good is Bremer?
No idea. We're gonna find out today. Torino
let's
stinks,
find
so
out.
maybe he's not. He doesn't stink. He stinks just like a little bit more than his fellow teammates. But we'll find out. But because people keep hyping him up.
If Bonucci doesn't make it to the championship game, would you start Rugani or Danilo?
That is a good question.
That's a good question. The fact that we're saying it's a good question pays another tribute to Rugani there, as Omer was highlighting. He has been issued. I'd personally go Danilo.
Oh man, Champions League, man.
I'm a little more sure in Danilo.
It kind of depends on how Quadrado does in this game, because he's been off lately. If he drops in another stinker, then
that's a good point too.
Danilo is
right back slot too.
Yeah, probably the Chilio will play right back anyways.
Yeah, so Danilo, you got me back on my main. Yeah, Danilo for me.
I would probably go with Danilo on that one, just because it's Champions League. Yeah, that's a good question though.
Yeah, that is a great question. There's a split amongst the live chat, so that's a really, really good question. Guys,
of course, Frankie.
We got to hammer out the predictions here. Let's hammer out the predictions. Let's start off with some tiebreakers. We're going to go around the horn. We'll get everybody's live, see if you guys can take down the panel here.
Who wants to play? Who wants to play? Hard. Anybody in the chat want to play? I got it. I'll pick one.
Let's go. Offsides. Total offsides for Juventus. I'm going to kick it off with saying 3.
Hang on.
We had a lot last game, didn't we? I'm going
2.
with 5.
5. I'm going with 2.
Okay.
Anybody in the chat wants to jump in? I'll pick one name. Okay.
Let's go with
Ali. Ali, you're in, buddy. You're the first one in.
You've been chosen.
Yeah, 2.
Now
maybe I can.
We have first card and first team and the minute.
Omer.
Yellow from Torino, 28 minute.
T28.
That's
I will
actually an
go-
easy one.
Sorry, it's gonna be earlier. 16th minute. Yeah,
Good thing I got an erasable pen.
Got mine.
Okay, Omer, you want to go with the same? You go with the same. You both stink. You both can lose.
No,
anyway,
I'll
so
go with yellow Torino on the 28th.
Torino 28. Torino.
Yeah, because Al is
28.
going to eat his words after stealing my prediction.
I'm going Torino 36, and I see those two guys are picking 37 and 55. 55, 37. All right, let's go. Next one.
Next
Halftime
one.
score?
No.
Oh,
Total shots, total attempts, and how many on target.
okay. This is me now. I'll go 14 and 8.
Okay. Homer.
Oh, mine's close. 15 and 7.
15 and 7. Got it.
17 and 9.
You stink. 16 and 9. All right, Ali, I got yours, and I'm just waiting for V. I don't know how to pronounce the other guy's name, but I'll get it. All
Halftime
right.
score.
Al, back to you to start.
Ooh.
6.
Halftime score. 1-0 Juve.
Okay. Homer.
I say a 0-0.
0-0. I will go with a. I'm going to say we're storming the barn today. I'm going 2-0 halftime score, which normally I go 0-0, but since Omer already took it, I'm going to go 2-0.
Final score.
0-0. Omer, you start. Or wait. Yeah, Omer, you go.
2-1.
2-1. Okay. I'm going to go with 4-1.
3-1 Juve.
3-1. Okay.
Can I add another question?
No.
I don't usually do. Come on. For the predictions.
Yeah. What is it?
Are you betting gonna go past the 85th minute?
Oh.
What's that?
A goal past the 85th. I'd say no.
Not in this one. Yes. I'll take that. Yes.
Like you're talking like just like game's already over.
Our sealer will be late. The 3-1 goal will be late.
So after 85, somebody's banging on their desk. So
Me,
you say
because I'm
yes.
leaving.
I'll say no. Homer.
Yes.
That's a good one, by the way.
Now.
It always
Yes.
happens.
I think the boys here are both taking yes.
Oh,
as well.
yes.
You bet. It's a derby. Yeah.
Everyone's very confident. Absolutely.
Yeah. We got to be, man. It's Friday. It's Derby day. Like, what are we?
It's Roberto Baggio's birthday. It's my daughter's birthday.
Let's go.
Juve has made me very, very sad and broken my heart many, many times. Don't you dare do it to my 3-year-old daughter today, okay, Juve? I'm telling you. Don't mess with her, okay?
God, I can't
All right.
handle that.
What do we need? Goal scores and
Goal
MVP.
scores. I'm gonna go deuce on the loose with 2, and Dybala with 2. Oh, look at this guy! Look at this guy!
Hey,
look at this guy!
much appreciated.
That's what I'm
Animesh.
talking
Thank you
about.
so much for
That's what we're
the
talking
donation and
about.
support. Much appreciated.
Big love,
Love
man.
the dedication and the awesome content. Let's go
Yep.
and destroy them. Absolutely. Forza
We
Juve.
don't deserve it, but we do appreciate it. We're just a bunch of idiots.
So
Maybe you don't deserve it.
Ant's got his goal scores in.
I got
Omar.
Our 2 prize jewels, Vlahovic and Delict.
Vlahovic and Delict. I'm going with the Morata. Morata 1, Vlahovic 1, Dybala brace.
But you had 3-1.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Okay. So 3
I need
single
to
scores.
go Dybala brace and Morata 1. I don't think Vlahovic gets 1 today.
Got it. Let's see what.
But he's going to play his part on 2 of those goals.
All right. Let me see what we have in here. See if the boys put their goal scores in, or girls, whoever they are. Vlahovic and Luca. Okay, Vlahovic.
Omar started a move with calling these on the predictions. I like it.
Ali, I need your goal scores, bud. Make sure you throw them there in the chat.
Vlahovic 2 and Luca from me. And here we go. Grazie. Okay.
Oh, Vlahovic hat-trick and Sandro.
I think we are there, everybody. We're just waiting for Ali's picks. Hopefully he gets
That's
it
okay.
in.
He'll throw it. Possession.
Okay. Other than that, everybody,
Whoa.
we've wrapped it up.
Whoa. Possession.
MVP?
Man of the match.
Dybala.
Oh yeah. Okay. Dybala.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm going with Deuce in this one. Deuce and Omer.
Delete.
That's your lucky charm, isn't it? All right. The boys in the chat
else?
need some goal scorers.
Last one, Locatelli got Locatelli scored. Remember the Locatelli goal in the Derby Della Molle? A fantastic goal. Big one. Francisco calling a Rugani goal would not be against any of the guys scoring. Let's just get the win and let's move on and start to focus on the Champions League match. Had an absolute blast today. Thank you for the live. You guys are incredible as always. Omer, Anthony, an absolute treat. I remind Juventus, it is my daughter's 3rd birthday. Do not screw this up for her, okay? Let's go. Get the job done. Let's go. Let's move on to the Champions League, and we will have we're trying to work on a very, very important guest for that show to have a lot of fun with us on the Matchday Live. Tomorrow, everybody, Saturday, kick off the weekend. Let's have some fun right back here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time and break down this victory. And yes, I said it, victory, because nothing else is happening, okay?
No.
Friday, everybody enjoy it. Let's kick off the weekend right with a big, big victory. Take the time to like the video while you're here. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We love you all. Let's keep growing this community, okay? Fino alla fine, Forza Juve. Let's go kick Torino's ass. Ciao.
Yes.